Hi everyone, so we're going to look at narrative text. Remember that you can find all of this information on your study guide. So I won't be reading through it today. So if you need to have a little review for yourself, please go through it, have a read through, pause the video when you need. I'm going to go straight through to the quiz. So let's review it together. Firstly, looking at the question, what theme is suggested by the passage and how is it developed? So we're looking at a narrative text analysis. As the storm raged outside, Emily huddled by the flickering fireplace, her mind racing with the possibilities of what lay ahead. She had never felt so alone, yet so determined. The old house creaked and groaned with the wind, as if it was too anxious about the coming dawn. In that moment, Emily knew that she would have to face her fears head on, for there was no one else left to do it. Okay, so having a look at the answers now. I'm going to go with C. The importance of self-reliance developed through Emily's realization of her solitude and resolve, and that is found in the last sentence. In that moment, Emily knew that she would have to face her fears head on, for there was no one else left to do it. So I'm going to go next. How does the author develop John's character in the passage? So John has always been the quiet one in the group, preferring the comfort of his books to the boisterous gatherings of his friends. But when Sarah fell ill, something changed in him. He became the first to volunteer, the one who stayed late into the night, ensuring that everything was in order. It was as if a hidden strength had emerged, surprising everyone, including himself. So now we're talking about characterization in a narrative text. So looking at the answers below, I'm going to go with A, by describing his previous behavior and contrasting it with his new actions. Because you can see here that they've already described how he was previously and now who he's become. So there has been a contrast. Let me click it. Then we have example 3, so identifying the climax of a story. Which part of the narrative structure has this excerpt best represent? Amid the bustling market, Mia found herself at a crossroads. On one side, her long-lost brother offered a chance to return to her old life, comfort and safety. On the other, her recent companion urged her to continue their adventurous, unpredictable journey. With the crowd swirling around her, Mia took a deep breath and made her choice. So it is in the line itself, identifying the climax of a story. So I'm going to go with B, because that's where we're at. We're at the cliffhanger here. So it's reached that climatic point. Example 4, analyzing character motivation. What is Leo's primary motivation as depicted in the passage? So Leo's fingers trembled as he opened the letter that could change everything. He had worked tirelessly, sacrificing personal time and relationships to earn this opportunity. As he read the acceptance into the prestigious art academy, his eyes filled with tears. What could that one be? Looking at all the answers below. So Leo's primary motivation as depicted in the passage, I think is D, to find personal happiness through artistic expression. And the last question, understanding themes in narrative text. So what theme is primarily explored in this narrative? Clara watched the city lights fade into the distance as the train chugged further into the night. She left behind a lucrative career and a life of luxury, driven by her desire for a simpler existence closer to nature. Her heart felt lighter with each mile as she was leaving her old self behind. That sounds beautiful. So looking at all the possible answers, I'm going to go with C. It could be D, but I feel like C is the correct answer. The search for personal identity and freedom. Yeah, I think that's the overall theme. And there you go. That's all the answers there. So you can have a read through this yourself. You can pause the video and have a read through and look at all the explanations. If you got the answers correct yourself, if you got them wrong, that's fine. You can have a look here and see why the correct answer is the correct answer. So it's really important to do that, to really understand why you're answering it that particular way, or why it is that answer. It's really, really good to actually go through and look at the explanations. It's a really good tool there to use. So remember, all this prep work can be found at LANTITEPrep.com. So please have a look. There's plenty there for you to have a look at, and I will see you in the next video.